Hi guys, it is me, Marinade Moon River, and I want to sit here and talk to you guys about the time that I fell in love with the 3LFO. Just kidding. He was more like a serial cheeser, a serial lover, Janae Aiko once said. And I'm getting goosebumps, so I either need to grab a bigger shirt, um, a jacket, or a fucking blanket because my heart's actually beating out of my chest talking about this story. I just did a story about my first boyfriend, and I kind of mentioned this guy as like the devil and stuff like that. Well, yeah, he basically was. This guy, well, let me think about where to start. So, 2022, here I am. Right. I just got over one of the hardest years of my life, which is 2021. And I'm sitting here thinking, can I be normal again? Can I sit here and can I live life the same? And the answer was yes, as long as I allowed myself to. And I remember sitting down with myself and the big person, whoever's listening, and I was like, I'm ready. I sat there, said, I'm ready. And I for sure wasn't ready. I was ready to fall in love. I was ready to let my walls down because for so long I would keep them up. And I didn't know why I kept them up because I had them up for so long. I didn't know. So I sat here and was like, universe, just like break them. Do it for me. And I remember feeling chills. I remember feeling shivers down my spine. I remember feeling like it was like a pin dropped. Like it was like, okay, like doop, like here you go. Like he dropped something in the world and was like like he was having a field day watching this all unfold. Because then came every single guy that I came across from that point on, and why was I like low key falling for them in a way that I wasn't falling for these other guys? Because I would get played or they would just like want one thing and I wouldn't get hurt. I would sit here and say, I don't give a fuck. I'll live my life. I didn't fucking care. And then something flipped in me where I would get emotional over men, and other men started meaning something in my life because there was only one man, and that was like my childhood crush who I had feelings for. But other than that, there was no other guy. Now all of a sudden, everyone that's walking inside my life, I'm seeing if they're texting me back. I'm the one stressing now, and it was kind of a lot. And I remember linking with this one guy, and at the time, I'm sitting here on Tinder and I'm texting men left and right because my shit was hot. I'm sitting here texting men left and right. I'm texting them random shit because I'm not really gonna link with them. I'm not gonna sit here and actually see them. I wanna sit here and say, oh, you're fine. You're fine as wine. I wanna sit here and crack jokes at them. I wanna see how my punchlines are. And so I'm texting them random shit like, oh my god, like come home, the kids miss you. Like on some Lila Gibbony shit, God sent me here. I was definitely doing a lot until, there was just one guy who I was like, I'll give you my soul. I was fucking around. I didn't know it meant that much until it did. And I didn't think anything of it until I saw this dude in person. You know, I sat here, I didn't feel any kind of nervousness. I didn't feel any kind of pressure. I didn't feel like nothing was gonna happen. It was actually a bright, sunny day that day. Seamless transition to the night. I was already ready, wig on, lash extensions, nails, cute outfit. I look like a sexy assistant with these glasses I just bought, money in my pockets, fresh car. What do you mean? I'm on top of the world right now. So I link with this dude, and he was attractive, but I've been with more attractive guys. that's the craziest part is, like, I'm not trying to sit here and downplay the dude. He was attractive, but I've sat here and I know my worth. I know my worth. Let's just say that. And something about this dude, he didn't really do it for me until, because even in his car, I was sitting in his car, we were listening to his music, and I didn't want to touch his paraphernalia. I was like, no, I got my own. We can touch mine. Like, I got some. And that we did. And that we did. It was cute. Not in his car though, because he had no tint. He had no speakers bumping like me. So I said, no, let's go to my car. My speakers are better. Oh, he said. So we go to my car. I bump my shit. I turn my speakers up. Tint's already tinting. AC bumping. We're sitting in the back seat. It's spacious back here in this Mazda 6. Sky Active. Silver. It was actually pretty cute and cut. And that's before I got my system done. To round of applause for a bad bitch like me. So I'm sitting here, we're vibing, whatever. Everything is cute until I'm playing my playlist. We're kissing. But as soon as I put on my playlist and I leave the songs on that I like, why does he know every single song? The guys that I'm used to fucking around with, this is weird. Like, they sit here, they usually have like rap to a certain extent, like a just certain genre of rap. Each dude is different. But this dude, he sat here and sang me word for word So High by Doja Cat, that when I listen to that song, it plays through my head. I can't listen to In the Morning by J. Cole anymore because he was the first dude that I came across who had that, like, J. Cole is a role model type of mindset. And I've had my fair share with him, with men like that. And, I think in that moment, I fell in love with him. And I sat here and I told him what I did, which was I write poetry, I write songs. He said, I want to hear one. You should write one about me. And I said, bet. I never wrote one about a guy. I never told him this, but I said, let me try. And I sat there after that night. And it took me 1 week because we linked again that next weekend. And I remember singing that song over and over and over and over and over again so I could just get it down, so I could just remember it. And I still remember it for the most part. And yeah, I remember we went on the second date, which was the movies. It was cute. He tried playing in my box in a movie theater, and I said, I'm not doing it. Also, Keynote, I did give him top, the first link, and that's my mistake because after he was singing me song for song, I said, yeah, I know what I'm doing here. I'm a young girl in this world, still new to this life. I've only had like, what? Dude, I was basically a virgin. I was dead a virgin talking to this dude. And so basically I was dead a virgin, yo. Oh my god. So whatever. He's trying to get freaky at the movie theater. I'm not trying to do it because I know he likes to get freaky in public. I'm not doing it. People are around. I'm new to this. We don't do anything that whole time. We don't drink. We only smoke. I don't know at what point we started to drink, but eventually, like, throughout the links, like, they just started getting farther and farther apart, and I had enough. I know when somebody is about me, and I know when somebody's not about me, and I could feel that energy. And I remember feeling at that moment that he wasn't about me, and so I cut it the fuck off. But me being a girl and him being a guy, I think he knew that I was in love with him from the moment I sang him that song. Because like, he knew what he was doing. And I think at that moment, he knew that he was taking things too far. And after that, it just like, he like took his distance. The same thing that I did with my ex. And me being a girl, I would text him every once in a blue moon, say, hey, like, what's up? And he would text back. Until one day in January, we link. I literally crashed that day too. I just like bumped somebody's car. Not me saying too, yeah, I just foreshadowed that because on that day in January, I foreshadowed it too when I tipped somebody's car and they said, no, you're fine, go ahead. And I got about my merry ass and I went and linked him. And then around the summer is like when I finally got over him. And it was a very, very good summer. I remember waking up not thinking about him. I wouldn't think about him for days, days on end, like days on end. And one day on one of those summers, because we stopped talking, because he flaked on me. He flaked on me. And I was like, I'm not handling that. He never flaked, but he flaked that one time. Like, he would say, no, like, let's do this another day. But, like, he just straight ghosted me on that day. So I said, no, I'm not doing that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And one summer, I had a dream where I seen him and his family and me and my family. And me and my family, like, me mostly, my family was just sitting all around. I viewed his family dynamic, and it's just they hide behind a facade. I don't know if I was like right or anything, but it's one of those dreams where I always think about. Let me drink some water. I'm not drinking that water. It's just one of those things that I think about where he, like in the dream, it was just so obvious that, they walk on eggshells with their life. And me and my family don't. And I think that's why I'm so transparent. I think that's why I'm not even gonna say I'm real because real people don't say they're real. But I'm very transparent and I'm very blunt. And my family's the same way. We don't fake the funk. And that dream was all about that. And I remember he saw that in that dream. And I remember him looking at me and just really feeling me. Whole time I got over the dude. Oh my God, that fly. I got over that dude. I wasn't thinking about him at all. And I had that dream and I was like, that's really weird. A couple days later, 7 a.m., he texted me, hey. I said, who's this? It's him. Also, I had his Instagram at one point, but he unfollowed me. I unfollowed him. What? What do you think this is? I also had his email. And then when he texted me, I got his number. And yeah. Those were like some red flags that, like, when you're wearing rose colored lenses, you just don't see. Sat there, wasn't thinking about how he could text me from an email and have service. You're not texting me from an iPad and you're not texting me from an iPod. How is this possible? Whatever. Basically, my mindset, I would just roll my eyes and say whatever and just go about it. He told me it was him and we ended up linking. It was cute, whatever. I was already over him and I linked with him, and an eater never loses his appetite. Let's just say that. He treated me like a woman should. He treated me like a woman should, dead ass. And I loved every single part of it. Like, I could tell that he was really feeling me. He was really in love with me. Not in love with me, but I could tell I was that bitch for this dude. He was handsome too. He had the goatee, the mustache, the curly hair, the cute style. It was thrifted. I could tell. I could smell it. I'm crazy, but I know what thrifted clothes smell like. Yeah, so basically, it was cute. And then 2 weeks later, we link again, and it's August 13th. I link with him. I get really drunk, and he tells me that he's really fucking with me, how he don't want to see me just in nighttime anymore. He don't want to see me at this location no more. He want to take things serious. Not serious, but he really felt like, aw, did I say serious? Because he didn't say serious once. Me driving drunk, me giving him top in pure darkness, and he calling me another bitch's name that night. I was in that moment, because, like, yeah, said he was feeling me. We go on later throughout the night, and he called me another bitch's name. Alexis, to be exact. And I was immediately turned off. I was grossed out. I was sitting there thinking, like, I'm dumb. And it was awkward. It was mad awkward in that moment, but I drove him here to this location because we dropped off his car. So, you feel me? Like, don't make it awkward. And so I sat there and said, let's go for a walk. Like, let's just go walk on the beach. Let's go get some space. And we're walking, and he apologizes a lot, and I fall for it. And then that night, I crashed. I did. And that's a story for another day. Just know that I'm lucky. I'm blessed. Um, there's a reason why all of this happens, and I saw it from the moment that I crashed my car. Dead from the moment. And yeah, basically, I don't know. I almost lost my life that day. I don't know. Like, these are one of those things where it's like, okay, you can't explain, and I could sit here and show you a million reasons why I shouldn't be alive in that car crash. No scratches, no nothing, and it wasn't no like tip. Nah, baby. I was going 90 down a turn, a 25 turn, and I braked and like flipped my car so bad that I did a full spin, hit the block. No seatbelt. No seatbelt. Airbags worked, but they weren't deployed. Why? Because I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. So, yeah, I think God works in mysterious ways, and it's beautiful that I'm alive. I took that car crash as a sign that I need to stop fucking with him. I need to stop fucking with him. I need to stop fucking with him. I need to focus on myself. And that's exactly what I did. Because when I lost my car and he told me all that, he went and took me to go get the shit out of my car. And it was so embarrassing because I had a bag full of trash in my car. And there was a dirty pad. And I don't have a movie. There was a dirty pad in that fucking car. And he saw it. That's crazy. Yeah. So that was that. And I was gonna give him my subwoofer, who didn't take it. But yeah. He took me to go get the shit out of my car. We were gonna go see the Barbie movie, but he said he already seen it. He said he's seen it with his homies. Get the fuck out of my face. That ass. And that's when I knew from that moment on. I was like, yeah. It honestly hurt, you know, falling in love with somebody like that, because I did fall in love with him. There got to a certain point where I sat here and all I did was crave him, especially when I lost my car. Sat here, would sleep outside and think about how we looked at the stars, and he saw a shooting star. And I would sit here and see all these shooting stars at night and wish that I got over him. And it worked. And I'm not going to jinx myself, but like I'm in a really good place right now. And months pass: August, September, October, November, December, January, February, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. A whole year passed. A whole year passed, and I see him again. not a whole year. It was 11 months. It wasn't a whole year. And you know, we link, and it was beautiful. I actually did the deed with him because I never did the deed with him, and yeah, I think from that, I think because when I was getting over him, one of the things going through my mind was, okay, to get over a guy, you go through other guys, which is like a really crazy mindset to believe, but I was told that by a few people. And so I tried it, and I don't like it, and it got me nowhere, so I don't advocate for it. Don't think that's how you get over a man. And yeah, basically after I learned that my body is a temple and I actually know how to control it and work it, oh, I sat there and I had the time of my life for one last time. And it was beautiful. I fell asleep on him. He drove me to my car. And I remember just being asleep, and that was that. I texted him like a couple times after that, being like, hey, want to kick it? One time he said, no, I'm at like a friend's birthday party. Another time he just didn't respond. And I think like if it was a candle, like it was just like, and I like that and I appreciate it. And I'm glad it didn't go out crazy. I'm glad it didn't go out like any other way, to be honest. And I don't think I would ever want to see him again or a dude like that. And I feel like now the big person is listening because you sat here and showed me a lesson. Sat here and, you know, just did what you had to do. And I think now that my walls are down, but at the same time they're up, I like understand why I need to keep a distance from people. And it's because, you can really fall for somebody, but if it's not reciprocated, then it don't mean nothing. And it doesn't matter if they don't like you. If you like them still, like you're just human. And one of the biggest things is getting over something you can't have, especially when you can have it at any moment that you want, you know? Um, I feel like there's like I could have like played it so differently. I could have sat here and because I know at a certain point he was really feeling me. Could have sat here and played different cards, but played the cards that felt right for me, and I would be dumb to play something that don't feel right for me because then it wouldn't be right for me. So yeah, that's a story about how I fell in love with the serial lover, serial cheeser. And I knew, and also I was gonna give it up to him on the day of the car crash. I was like, when was the last time you did something? He said a week ago. The same week you couldn't hang out with me. So that was that. And I still gave it up to him. At some points I feel dumb, but at some points I feel like I got my soul back. Because mind you, the first thing I ever told to him was like, I'll give you my soul, and he said, haha bet. And when I fucked him, I sat there and I know for a fact that I got it back. Because now I could look at him and I could just see him as him, and I could just see the world as it is. And I don't like, I feel like my energy is so much stronger than his that if he had like any bad entities or anything, when I did that, I got it, like my shit overpowered it because I'm very strong. I'm very strong spiritually, mentally, and for me to sit on here and tell you guys this, it's like, it's kind of a lot because I want to sit here and be mysterious, but at the same time, I'm human. And to sit here and tell you guys something is just a beautiful thing. But yeah, I do wish him well. I did see him as a villain for a long part in my life, and I'm over that now. I wrote so many songs about him, and I just feel so wrong singing them because, like, he's just a man. He was just a face in a million faces. And now that he went back inside the crowd, he got, like, he's getting lost slowly and slowly. I know, like, I won't ever forget him, but I know that there'll come a point in life where I'll go years, I'll go months without thinking about him, like the dude I lost my virginity to. The dude played me, and here I am, beautiful than ever. So, yeah, basically, I've grown a lot. And at one point, I did really like him, and now I just see him as somebody that I'll never be with because I'm going in a direction in life where it's too big for somebody like that. And I'm not like downing him, but you know, I think he really fucked with me from the way that he brought me in public, from the way he did this and that. But look at my cat. Do I feel off or something? Like, did you have to come purr on me because you just felt me like about to cry? Because I'm not about to cry. But yeah, so he he's out of my life. And if you were to text me again, would I link him? Yeah, my cat just told me no, and I wouldn't. I think I would sit there and say nothing. Yeah, I would say no. You're right. Well, that's the end of that. Don't be like me. Well, everybody learns. Everybody learns at some point what love is and what isn't love. And I learned, and I think I handled it maturely. I think I advocate for everybody handling things maturely because you cannot avoid the unavoidable. You're going to fall in love at one point. And when it does, it's going to hurt. Because when you run from something from so long, eventually it's going to catch you. Like, when it catches you, it's going to hurt a lot more than if you just do it, you know? So, like, I ran from it. I ran from love for so long that when it finally caught up to me, it was crazy. It was crazy. And I lost pieces of me. I lost my car. I lost my sanity for a bit, like after the car crash, because I had nothing. All I had to do was sit here and think, like, didn't even want to be on my phone, so I was really in my head. I was sober off everything, like, babe, I was going through it. But yeah, so cheers to having my life so much better, and cheers to being, you know, like all it does is take time. You know, I feel like when somebody tells you that, they're like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, that don't really mean shit. But as from a crazy person to a crazy person, you have to sit here and you have to allow yourself to think it out 100 times, a million times over and over again until you get tired of that fucking thought and you move on, and that's all you can think about until eventually you fucking move on. And that's exactly what happened to me. So you will move on. It just, you have to allow yourself to move on. You have to sit here and be strict with yourself. Because you could be strict with other people, but if you're not strict with yourself, then you're not at all. But that's it. Bye, guys.